Sorry for that, everyone. A little bit of a technical difficulty. Nora, please do pick it back up for us since you were so rudely interrupted by technology.
I'm a little somber on another show. I have used to it. Hello, I'm Nora Ibrahim, and tonight I am playing your resident venture, Dr. Nadia Malik.
Diana.
Hey, everybody. I'm Diana. I'm going to be playing Beatrice B., your Bruja for this evening.
Shane.
Hello, everybody. I'm Shane Easton. I love scented candles and bath bombs. Also, I'm your Malkavian tonight, Jack's Tuesday.
And last but not least, our guest for this evening, Markia.
Hello, I'm Markia McCarty, and I'm your werewolf for this evening. My werewolf's name is Diamond, and we'll see how many of your wonderful vampires survive this encounter.
Valid.
Not nervous at all.
Yeah, no. Everything's going to be fine. Fire burning emoji. Yes, as we left off in the last episode, you had all run into a bit of some new information. You had just dropped off the sacrifices, you and your friend Allie, to some of the werewolves as you went to explore further down the cave and had found a rather abandoned train and a tunnel that it was in, and had realized that the train itself was in fact a NORAD train, which, as you know, is where you had heard that some of your friends might actually be in that facility. Your friend Allie had returned to you momentarily just to notice that you had been down there and had offered to go get you some rope for you to crawl back out. After a few moments pass, she does return and she says, guys, okay, so like I brought the rope and all and everything, but well, I think it's time you meet Diamond. She is one of the stargazer wolves, and I kind of told her that she might scare the shit out of you, but nevertheless, she insisted on following. Di, you want to talk to him? You say hi?
Allie, these are the leeches that you spoke of?
Yeah, they're the ones that gathered the guards and all of them to feed you guys. Please try not to rip the head off.
What?
I thought I could do this, but being in the very presence of these parasites irks me so much. Do you understand the way that you smell? The unnatural tinge of your very bodies and how it just, it's a lot, parasites.
Nice to meet you too.
Just a moment. We put ourselves in quite a bit of danger bringing you, I believe, personally.
Doc.
No.
Just
snacks.
No.
I'm not saying that we didn't enjoy the treats that you, that you did give to us. We did enjoy them. It's just, Allie. This is harder than I thought it would be.
Oh, I know, Di. I'm so sorry.
Why are you so okay with Allie?
That would be for Allie to tell you. I, unlike leeches, don't go spilling everybody else's backstories.
Hey, Allie, why is she so okay with you?
So I wasn't always one of you. There was a time when I was a normal people, much like yourselves. Only, well, I have some relatives that are Well, they're more like Diamond than they are like you. So when they found me here, kind of like you, Doc, so I've heard through the grapevine. I was a little bit of an experiment by these assholes. I came poking around for the fam around the facility here. And, well, they found me and they caught me and they turned me into one of you, even though I wasn't supposed to be. So I think that it might have something to do with that.
Nepotism.
Little bit.
Okay. Diamond, I do apologize if Jax is shaking, by the way. She's terrified. I do apologize if we are offending your delicate nasal passages. Is there anything we can do to make this easier for you?
I doubt that there is anything that can be done. However, Allie has spoken well of you all. And along with that, most importantly, I very, very much want to free the wolves that are held within this facility. For that, I suppose I can work with unnatural ticks of nature, plague of Gaia, such as you are. I guess I can't keep calling you that. I assume you have names that you call each other?
Jax. Jax Tuesday, pleased to make your acquaintance.
Indeed. I shall call you Jax instead of Leech from now on.
I appreciate that.
I'm B.
B. I actually like that name. It is a name of nature.
Yeah, and sometimes she can be a real bee, too.
Hey!
I'm Dr. Nadia Malik.
Why do you smell familiar?
I wouldn't know. I guess I would be used to my own smells. I couldn't tell you.
There is something about you, and I can't place it, but you smell familiar.
Charming. Well, I think we could all agree that we are under, in terms of negotiation, diplomacy here. As I say this very confidently because I look to stand behind Agnes, and then where's Agnes?
Oh, yeah, there was one more. You wasn't there, like another furry one.
Is she not? Where'd she go?
Well, she caught. Where'd she go?
I think she had the right idea.
Right.
Should we run too?
Why did your smell change? All of you seem... Are you about to run? Yes, run. I will chase you.
No. We're not running. No, we're not. No. This, flight or fight syndrome sometimes kicks in, and you're making a choice because you, Diamond, are lovely, and also, I mean this as a compliment. Absolutely terrifying. We would not run, would we?
No, I'm not even wearing the proper shoes for running, so I wouldn't.
Not running. Not running.
Okay. Well, then that's fine. You, the one with the familiar smell, what shall I call you? Unless you prefer, Leech.
No. You can call me Nadia, if we're being on first name basis. Diamond, was it?
Yes, it is Diamond. Normally, people say Diamond, but Diamond will do.
Diamond. No, excuse me. My apologies.
Hey, Diamond, what do you think we we jump down there? I know it's a lot easier for you, so just give me a second to tie off this rope, and I'll meet you down there. But you remember, I told you they had a proposition for you and the other wolves, and maybe like a couple of ideas on how to X-nay the L-hole A that was stuck in. Yeah, I'll meet you down there.
And you do see that Allie begins to kind of tie off a rope on a rather large rock that seems to be right by the entrance of the hole that she is about to crawl into, where you all got in. Diamond, you know that with as athletic as you are as a wolf, that this is literally just a hop, skip, and a jump down for you. It's fairly easy. And you do beat Allie down there with the quickness of lightning speed, enough that it is slightly unsettling to the rest of you at just how fast Diamond actually does move. And within a couple of moments, they both do meet you down there. Allie has a little trouble getting down, a little slip of the rope, but she pops up and dusts herself off and goes, "Nobody saw that," and then joins Diamond over near the train where you are all still standing. And she walks over to you guys and goes, "All right, guys, now's the time to tell her what you wanted to tell her about what the plan might be."
Take it away, Doc.
Our plan? To
Yes.
Well, as far as the grand plan or the current plan?
Oh yeah, the one about asking for their help, getting all of us out of here together, maybe as a team.
Right. So, as we've come to discover, there might be a way to either cause a disruption and electrically wire everything so that everybody is released. But since we are going against armed security, we thought that the best way, our best chances were for us to work together in order to overcome the gods that are surely going to be chasing us with laser-capped machine guns and artillery.
So you are saying that you want a temporary alliance so that we may all escape from this hellhole.
Well, seeing as how we are all kept here against our wills, and it is our wish for all of us to be free and not just this group right here, yes.
Your proposition does have merit. I did have a vision that I would have to do something that was against nature itself. Something completely unnatural, and I suppose having to side with your kind would fulfill that.
Well, I think you can see in the grand scheme of things, the way we are kept in this facility is far more unnatural than the thought of us possibly putting aside our differences.
I am not swayed quite yet, and even if you have my say on your side, that does not mean that every wolf within this place will also be on your side as well. I will do my best with that, but I cannot promise anything.
Well, I would think that that is fair. And hopefully with time that you will see that our intentions are true and that perhaps that they will be swayed eventually.
Diamond's gonna...
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, Diamond kind of steps closer to Nadia as they're talking and is just sniffing them, and then backs away a little, and then it's just like looking at them.
Diamond, I mean, if it helps at all, we're terrified of you, so pretty much whatever you say is gonna go with this crowd. I think right now it's a safe bet. We just want to get out of here.
That is what we want as well. This place is absolutely terrible. They treat us worse than dogs in here. Like we are not living, breathing beings. They're trying to... The things that they are doing here, the experiments that are happening.
We know. We know all too well.
Because of that, I'll go along with this unnatural thing. But we must get all of my werewolf friends out of here. And she looks over at Nadia again. Are you holding any truths back that might affect this alliance?
No. I can assure you that it's all or none.
I hope I don't find out otherwise.
Where are your friends? I think that it would be wise, in order to survive, to get started as soon as possible.
You are right. The one called Jax. Allie?
Yeah. Well, I'll answer that question, as you don't have to explain everything, Diamond. But yeah, a lot of them are still up there, past the big door where I dropped the assholes off earlier. They're through there. But, well, you see, Diamond is what you call a stargazer. So people kind of take her opinion into consideration. She's known as a thinker, just like how we have, the Malkavian and the Ventru and things like that. They have different tribes too. And the ones that helped us with the technology, they're called glasswalkers, and they're real good with computers. They're thinky types, but like a different type of thinky type. But I think that if you win die over here, that you might actually have a pretty good chance of getting most of them on your side. They really respect her. She's kind of a little bit of a legend, and like I know my family's talked a lot about her. It was almost an honor, the fact that we both got stuck in here together. Sorry, I'm blushing a little bit as I'm fangirling. I apologize. But that's why I figured she would be the one to talk to about all of this. But yeah, what is this train thing that you all seem to have stumbled upon?
It looks like it goes out. It doesn't seem like something that's used inside the facility, so a step in the right direction. That's what it is.
It goes to NORAD.
What's a NORAD?
It's the other one.
Facility.
Oh, have you managed to get it working yet?
Well,
Is this going to be how we escape?
It could be a way to escape. We have some colleagues in NORAD, and I hear that the security there is not as harsh as the security here, so it could be a little easier were we to get there. However, I did have a vision of a that goes against that logic. There's the way out, logically, and then there's the murder machine that I saw in my dream.
When were you going to tell us that you saw a murder machine in your dream?
She did.
A lot has been happening, okay? There was a thing, and then
In her defense, a lot of the things that we've come across here could be considered murder machines.
No, that's fair.
I have also been called this before.
I don't doubt that.
in a good way.
Yes.
It was a compliment at the time.
It still is. Mm-hmm. Where was the murder machine? Because this doesn't look like it's going to be murdering anyone soon.
It was like a round... It was cruelty theater in the round. It was grinding and it was the undead and living ground in... Not all too
You look
clear.
a little sick, Jax.
I'm still getting used to present company. In a good way.
Oh, that's understandable.
B, despite appearances, is going to kind of like shuffle just a little bit closer to Jax and try and give her what she thinks is a little comforting pat on the back. It's not really a thing she does, but she's going to try.
What are you doing to me?
Sorry.
Yes, you have to be a little. If you're going to, no, it's B. You have to be a little more gentle. Otherwise, it just seems like you're hitting her softly.
Isn't that what a pat is?
No, just we'll work on it.
I'm sorry, Jax. I'm sorry.
I appreciate the effort.
Should we have a look to see how this might operate, or if it is operable? Can I take a look around the this machine to see if we can get this thing operating?
You can. You can give me a wits and investigation or a wits and awareness, whichever is higher for you. And that goes for all of you. Markia, I will roll for you if you choose to also look, or you can stand back and be a diva file in your nails if you so choose.
No, Diamond's going to go ahead and look.
Excellent.
What form is Diamond in right now? Is she in wolf form, Krenos?
No.
No, I'm gonna say not just yet. So she's doing all this as normal as she can look right now. But she's extremely tall and buff, and just kind of has this wild look in her eye as she keeps on looking around at each of you.
As I'm looking, could I maybe talk to Charlie?
Yes, of course.
Charlie, are you here?
Yeah, love. How can I assist you?
What in bloody hell do you know about these dogs?
Oh, besides the fact that they're absolutely fucking terrifying, not too much. I've always been a little bit afraid to get close to them. I feel like some of them can actually see me, and even worse, most of them I feel like can smell me.
Are you gonna be okay? Can they hurt you?
Oh, I don't know.
Let's not find out, okay? You're my best friend.
Right. And how many successes for Jax on that wits and awareness?
3.
3. How many? 3 for B as well, and how many for the doctor? 5. Excellent. Dr. Nadia, you and Diamond, almost at the same time, your eyes meet each other and look in the same direction almost instantaneously, and you see a panel over on the wall that looks to be like a long post with an operation panel in it that seems to be leading right towards the tracks that the train is sitting on.
Is it like a lever, or like
it's almost like a what do you call it? Like a switch panel, like when you blow a fuse,
gotcha.
like a fuse panel, but it's closed. You can't quite see inside of it, but you kind of can see the wires going up to the post that it's on, and you get the impression that in there is probably some kind of control panel.
Huh. Are you, Diamond? Are you any good at these sort of things? And as I try to open, seeing if it's locked or if it's just easily opened.
You're not sure if it's locked, but perhaps it's a bit rusted closed. It's giving you a little trouble, even though the latch itself seems to move, but it's a little hard to get open.
Diamond reaches over Nadia's shoulder and tucks in her her hand in between the crack and wrenches it open, bringing her even closer to Nadia.
Right. Yes. Well, that's a way to do it. Good job.
And sure enough, you see the metal bend at first, giving way to where it's still a bit stuck before you finally see it poof and let open from where it had been stuck a moment ago. There is a panel inside. Everything seems to be covered in layers of dust and dirt and a few cobwebs, again giving the impression that this has not been used in a very long time.
Not to blow any dust in my own face, I try to just wipe away anything to see if I could read any labels.
There don't seem to be any kind of words written here, although you do see a series of dots that mark each one of the switches. You can assume it's some sort of Morse code, maybe, but obviously whoever put this here did not want these controls to fall into the wrong hands.
Well,
perhaps there is a manual of some sort nearby that would decipher this.
Oh, perhaps. Or we could just trial and error this.
That seems kind of dangerous, don't you think? I mean, for all we know, one of these switches sends up a red alarm that's going to bring all of those guards with their guns in here.
Let me take a look at it, if that's okay.
Sure.
Can I use Spirit's Touch on it?
You can indeed.
All right, I'm gonna rouse. I'm good. Come on, baby. Oh.
She's so excited the dice are falling.
4 dice don't count.
All right, I got 2.
You reach forward and put your hand on this panel, Jax, and when you do, it's silence for a very long time, and you almost are about to take your hand off before you get this surge of what feels like overwhelming energy, like being in a crowd of people who are all very scared and pissed off, and you're back.
Never mind. I would just maybe be careful. Just be careful.
While they're playing with controls, could I try and look for any sign of where Agnes went?
Yes, you can roll me a wits and investigation. And do any of you mess with the controls while you're standing right there?
I will.
All right. You just flip the first switch you grab, Doctor.
Sure.
When you do that, you notice that nothing happens. It's almost as if you realize the power to this grid or this control panel is not working. You can clearly see that it's right next to the train. This must be some kind of control for it. And as your eyes kind of glance over down the wires, you see B kind of run up, and she sees little paw prints. Well, not too little, but perhaps cat-like, right next to where those wires are beside the train, and seem to be heading down that long tunnel that the train itself was probably using for a very long time. B, you know Agnes has gone further ahead and ran down this train tunnel to explore. And yeah, Doc, you know that the power's being siphoned either somewhere else, or you need to get a grid back up, but it's not working. The power's not working.
Well, we need to get this powered back up. And as I'm looking down through the wires that lead through the tunnel, do you think we should head down the tunnel?
It looks like Agnes decided to scout ahead without telling anyone. So I haven't heard any cats scream, so that's a good sign, I guess.
Unless your friend was killed so quickly they could not scream. But I do not smell blood.
You know, that's actually comforting in a really weird way. Thank you, Diamond. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You are
Just
welcome.
let us know if you do smell the blood. That would be great.
You'll know as soon as I change. Blood does that to me.
Good to know.
Allie leans forward to you all and goes, if it's any consolation, as much as I love you, Di, and as much as I'm getting to know all of you, I think it might be better if I stay here and keep a lookout to make sure if nobody comes with you. And, well, you know, I could yell back. If you are able to find another power source down there and get it working, I can yell real loud down the tunnel and I'll be like, hey, it's working. And then, you know, you got to come back and we can probably get the train up and going. You know, like when you flick with the lights and somebody's always seen it in the room and they go, it's on. Like, yeah, I can do that for you.
All right. Shall we go find Agnes and this power source?
We can try. We can try.
As Diamond walks past Allie, she just gives her a casual grooming and then looks over at the three of you and then just like kind of snuggles her a little bit and starts walking down the tunnel.
Great.
I'll never get used to that, she says as you could see she's slightly heartwarmed, Allie is, but also absolutely fucking terrified. And you all head down the tunnel, I guess. You see prints in what seems to be the dust for a little ways, but a slight breeze tends to hit you as you start walking, and you realize that with this wind blowing through this tunnel, that it's blowing dust right over what is left of these footprints. At this point, you can only assume that Agnes continued, but you have no footprints to follow. As you continue for a while, you notice that it does go up and down, and there are a couple of forks in the track. Do you turn off of one of them, or do you stay on the main track?
What do the alcoves look like, I guess, does it look like something fun? Does it look like something I want to play with? I guess is really the question.
It doesn't look like there's anything too entertaining. What you see is it's almost like a closet with no door. It's just a little imprint. And when you look up towards the top, you can see grates, like little tiny, like if you were in a basement looking through a window at the top. But it's tiny little grates that you can't see perfectly through. But there's little slats that if you wanted to take a gander, you could probably take a quick peek.
Yeah, I'll give it a look-see.
When you climb up to look, you see the facility, and you can see out into where some of the cells were, where you had previously been, where your cell was. And as you're looking, you swear you can almost see Mullet sitting out there, the one who used to sit right by the hallway where your cell was. And when you're like, is that him? You notice he turns and meets your eye, B, and looks right at you and kind of...
I blink the hell out of there. Nope. Curiosity killed the lich.
Do you tell the others what you saw?
Nope.
Excellent.
I don't want to get eaten by a werewolf.
So yes, as you continue through the tunnel, Jax, the sight comes to you unbitten again. And it's incredibly painful this time. You're not sure why, but you start to feel this headache right behind your eyes that centralizes right into the middle of your forehead. And it's that machine. It's that machine again, that death machine, as you know it to be. And you feel like you're getting closer to it.
We're getting closer to it. Ow, it hurts. Ah, God. I can feel the pain of it. I don't know. Maybe we should turn around.
Diamond steps closer to Jax, not touching her, but bends over slightly to then just stare her in her eyes. And then she starts doing deep breathing. Match this.
I can't do that.
Breathe.
I can't.
I forget how unnatural you are. Then this. And she puts her hands together and starts doing a very melodic like clap. Focus on it. Block out the pain. Focus on your vision. That is what's important. Let the vision come through.
As she does this, Jax, you start to get a little bit of a clearer picture in your head of what this machine might be. It's almost like the clapping that she's done has created a sort of psychic echolocation. And you know that further down this tunnel is where that whirring has been coming from. It is further down this way. And, oh, it's miserable. You believe it's ahead on the right, maybe another half mile or so.
That's what's taking all the power from the train. It's the power is being used for the murder machine. So if we want to make the train move, we have to go there.
We must murder the murder machine.
Yeah, yes. It sounds like shutting it down would be the right choice. Jax, are you going to be okay?
I feel much better. Thank you, Lady Di.
Sure.
Thank you.
You are welcome, the one called Jax. So let us continue forward. Can Diamond do like a search of just maybe sense and smell, see if there's anybody else that might be in this location with them, besides Agnes, of course?
Yes. See how well you're doing. Now, since you're already kind of surrounded by leeches, it's a little hard. It's a little annoying on the senses. But you get past that initial smell of worm that is the people surrounding you. And yeah, it's nasty, Diamond. There are lingering traces of the worm that go up and down these tunnels. But the big stink is definitely ahead. The main track up on the right. You can almost see the shimmering green nastiness hanging in the air that you know to be just the absolute worst thing in existence.
Is it Pentax? Let us continue.
Have ever heard this before. None of you know what she means by Pentax.
Is what?
You just see that Diamond gets, like, her hands start shaking and she's like fixated on the ground and her like hackles are raised and she's like kind of like in a semi-defensive position, but also like her hands are just like this.
Are you all right?
And she looks up at Nadia and it's almost like she doesn't recognize her, like almost like she's about to lunge for her and then stops. I am fine. I'm fine. We have to go this way, don't we?
Yes.
Yes.
Come. Do any of you, are you able to stealth at all?
Yes. And then Jack says, what do I do? Unseen passage. I don't figure out. Yes, I can. And I go completely invisible.
Oh. I'll use heightened senses just so that I'm aware of if there's anything that sneaks up on us.
Which sense do you heighten?
Hearing.
When you do this, it kind of takes you a moment to center it. This is very cave-like, so the echoes kind of throw you off for a moment, but you're able to kind of hone it in. At first, you hear the drips of water and the echoes of people's foots just as they're kind of stepping side to side in this grit. You hear the small pebbles below their feet even start to rumble. But up ahead, Doctor, you do hear the whirring of a machine.
Machines up ahead.
Then let us stealth and attack with surprise. No prisoners. None. Except for one. We shall question it before I tear its head off. Fair?
Do we know the machine has a head? I mean, fair.
If there are any working it, I mean.
Oh, yeah, all yours.
After a good bit of walking, you notice that the sound gets heavier and heavier, and you can feel, even those of you who don't have the heightened senses activated, it's almost like a magnetism. It starts to make you nauseous, a little bit of a headache, almost like you've been in fluorescent lights for too long, that you remember when you were still alive. It's that burning, that annoying, dull pain. And you can feel that hum move through your bones and even through your soul if you had one. It's just awful. It almost feels like when you were back in that blue liquid that they had you in, but it's not the same. It's the same, but not the same. And it's a little disorienting. As you push forward, you see a light way up ahead. But Doctor, you and Jax know that light seems a little further than what you felt. Even though you can see it, that has to be miles up ahead. The room should be fairly close to you, though, at this point. And give me a wits and awareness roll.
Both of them? One success.
2. And how many for you, B? Ooh, 6. Nice. B, you were on the track of Agnes. And even through this pulsing feeling that you're getting, you do look down. And same with you, Diamond. You see the footprints again. Agnes's. Little kitty paw prints in what is this cave dirt. They seem to be going ahead of you maybe another 100 feet as far as you can see, especially because, it's starting to get that light from the end that seems to be lighting up some of the wet rock that is making the cave. And that breeze is still flowing through, but the ground below you seems to be a bit more wet, which is perhaps why these prints have lasted a little longer. You do know your friend has gone this way.
Is your friend strong?
Yeah. But I don't know why she would go in by herself. That doesn't make any sense.
Perhaps something lured her this way.
For the record, I don't trust her. So perhaps we are the ones being lured this way.
You think Agnes is trying to hurt us somehow?
No, she wouldn't try to hurt us, but she might have come this way because she's not very bright. That's how I should have put it.
Oh.
And maybe we're not being so bright, taking this path.
Well, I know that Agnes has a will of her own, but I don't think that she would do anything to put us in danger, and I don't think she would willingly do anything to put us in harm's way. I just, and even if she did go willingly into something dangerous and stupid, we can't leave her. We agreed that we would all do this together, and that it was all or none. It was all of us.
As the queen of stupid, I can honestly tell you that this is sort of the right kind of stupid, Jax.
I digress. I know that she would never purposefully put us in danger. Just keep an eye out for her. Let's move on.
As you follow the footprints, Diamond, you feel that stank coming on again. It is absolutely the worm, and it's getting heavier and heavier in the air as you move closer and closer and follow these footprints, and it almost feels like a brick wall hitting you in the face.
I need a moment.
Are you all right? Are we doing this right?
This is really hard to do in Google Meets, guys. We're like trying to slow down and time it out, and it just is not.
From down the hallway, you hear Allie scream, "Clap if you believe!"
A fairy gets their wings today. But I will start trying to just.
Diamond appreciates the attempt and then does start doing deep breaths in time to the claps, and is able to calm herself down a bit. I will not be able to stop myself from changing if that overwhelms me again. I will try to my best to remember that you are on my side when that happens.
Not as reassuring as you think, but effort appreciated. I would like to activate Fleetness and sort of... I'd like to get maybe 10 feet out ahead of everyone, but against the wall, basically, as much as I can.
I'll allow it. And as you press yourself up against the wall to get ahead of the rest of the group, B, you feel it. It's a break in the tunnel. It's a door that you almost missed. It looks just like the walls, but there is an outline. There is an outline there. And you can feel the hum. You know that whatever this is right on the other side of this door. And as you look down at your feet, Agnes's paw prints go right through it.
Fuck. Guys, right here. And she'll sort of trace the outline of the door.
How, storyteller, how does, can you remind me how premonition works?
It's like an artistic interpretation of an answer to whatever question you seek to find.
Okay. So I would like, if I were to ask if we were going to be in any immediate danger crossing this door, what would I roll on top of Auspex?
I believe premonition is resolve and Auspex.
Okay.
I might be wrong. Jax, you use this more than anybody else.
I do, but all I put down is just, I pre-calculate it. Like a big dork. Okay.
Also, this is my fault for leaving town without my guidebook. That was my fault.
You were totally correct, though, May. There's no reason to apologize.
Yes.
That is right.
There's a bit of Baron Lula Castillo coming into my head. She answered that one for me.
So I have 4 successes on that roll.
You reach out with your senses out into the ether. As you're trying to focus on if you are in any immediate danger, you see yourself engulfed in green flames. And you watch as each one of your friends beside you is engulfed in green flames, although they don't even seem to realize. And you're screaming at them, trying to tell them, and they don't see it until you see a giant green worm that wraps around each and every one of you like a boa constrictor as it squeezes. Again, your partners seem unfazed. But you know, Doctor. You know.
Oh, God.
And you're back.
Well, shall we?
No. 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 There was I saw that there was this green worm, and there was flames and constricting and it was terrible. I no, we can't, but wasn't Agnes back there? We can't. If we go in there, we are absolutely screwed.
Agnes is in there without us. If we stay out here, she's entirely screwed.
Pentax is worse than leeches. Absolute plague, an abomination on this planet. It cannot live. Is there a different way in that we might be able to divine?
We came all this way. Could I put my ear to the door and see if I can hear anything other than humming?
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a wits and awareness roll.
That's a 1 success. I hear the wood of the door.
You do. You also hear some muffled sounds. It's some kind of movement. I can't quite put your finger on it. Who knows? It could be a rat in the wall, but there's something else besides worrying that you hear.
But not like Agnes shrieking, "B, this is all your fault. How dare you?" Nothing like that.
In your subconscious, you feel like that's kind of what it is, but you're still not 100% sure if it's that or if you're just making it up.
Or if it's a rat in the wall. Gotcha. Okay.
She's riding it with a lasso.
Lady Di, can Pentax harm, and forgive me if you think this sounds unusual, can it harm spirits?
Is that where you are getting your information from? I felt like I smelled something different near you.
It is my best friend, Charlie. I would be inclined to ask him to help, but if this thing can harm him, it's not happening.
The worm is the main enemy for my people. It should be for all. If there is more help to be had, I would not tuck it away in a coward's purse. It must be part of your armor. It must be part of this battle.
Charlie, how are you feeling?
I get the sneaking suspicion we're being followed, love. Not necessarily by anything that's going to attack us. Otherwise, I feel like it already would have. But I've been trying to keep an eye on your back. I think there's someone behind us, to be honest with you. Other than that, I'm absolutely uneasy about fuck all.
Apparently, my friend believes we are being tailed.
At that, Diamond like spins around, like she was completely focused on the door and on the worm. She's going to try to look where Jax has directed her attention.
When you do, it takes a moment. You see the same kind of worm taint start to coalesce over in a corner. Not a giant grouping of it like you do with this death murder machine that you're looking for, but almost like another one of the kindred that you're with. And you do hear someone say from the shadows, well, all right, if you've already found me, it's quite a clever friend you have. And out from the shadows, you do see the sister.
It's okay, Dime. She's one of us.
It is good that they vouched for you. I was already picturing what your neck would feel like between my teeth.
Yes, I'm quite aware. It's precisely why I've tried to stay hidden this whole time. I've just been trying to keep an eye on you. I fear as though I had lost track of your friend. She's so quick in that form of hers. I cannot say that what is on the other side of this door is anything good. I cannot even say if she is still alive. But if she is, she does need you.
We can't leave her.
We got it, guys. We've got to.
Charlie, could you peek?
I am absolutely fucking terrified, but if I must, anything for you, dear Jax. All right. Let me get this through. Breathe. Wait, I'm gonna do that clapping thing too. Oh wait, my hands aren't solid. Damn it. I will just suck it up and go through. And
Stop. No. This is our fight. We're all gonna go in together. Let's just go. Let's just go.
As soon as she says that, B will rip open the door and activate Dread Gaze.
When you rip open the door, it's so strange. It's silent. Deafeningly silent. But as your eyes adjust, you realize that you are in a very, very large room. Your pupils start to dilate, and you see in front of you a very large contraption. It looks like an even larger tube of what you guys had found yourself in when you were just becoming accustomed to this facility. But it looks as though you could fit a semi-truck into the middle of this thing on its hind end. The room itself looks like it's about 100 feet tall, and the containment unit in the center, which is what you assume it is, goes from floor to ceiling. Diamond, that wave of nausea hits you in the face again. This is where it was all coming from.
She changed.
You feel something as soon as you change. You feel it hit you. This isn't right. You can feel others like yourself, their energy, their presence. They were here. And it did not end well.
So many Pentax killed. No more. Daimon's gonna go into the room. Hopefully nobody's directly in front of her right now.
I'm behind her.
Valid. As you enter, it becomes even more overwhelming. And this feeling of sadness overcomes you too, Daimon. You are in an absolute, just angry fit at this moment. You can tell that others have died right here, very unjustly. And not only that, you get this overwhelming feeling that they were not given warrior burials at all. They were not even returned to the tribe. They were probably just tossed out like an old tuna fish sandwich. And this deep within your core pierces you straight to the heart. It's devastating.
Daimon howls. She shakes and she howls. And it's like her entire body is just thrumming with pain, with this empathic pain for all of her brethren that were treated so unjustly, and especially at the hand of Pentax. And it's almost more than she can stand.
The room is still silent, except for the howling. And as you look around, your eyes still continue to adjust. And you're able to see that there are workstations set up around this room, around the outer edge. Filing cabinets, another control panel, much like in the room that you all had awoken in. This looks to be as if it is a very large experiment station for the wolves. This must be their introduction room. Dr. Nadia, you know nothing about this. You've never seen this before. They've never told you.
Do I have a sense after Daimon's reaction? Do I kind of get a sense of what this is, though?
Oh, absolutely. You all kind of start to put that together. But after hearing the howl, you realize it might be slightly worse for them than it is for you. And you can kind of put two and two together that they probably feel a lot more threatened by the wolves than they do by you. And they probably don't spare any precaution when it comes to stopping the wolves from tearing their heads off.
Diamond, I'm so sorry.
Daimon quiets. She's still shaking. And then like her head perks up. And she gazes over at Nadia and goes, B called you doctor.
Yes.
Why?
Because I used to be a doctor here for this facility before I was turned in an experiment myself. And I've been thrown in with the rest, disregarded. I didn't know about any of this section and what they were doing, but I'm just knowing from what I've seen on my end, I'm so sorry for what they've done here.
You are one of them.
Was one of them, yes.
Daimon's moved over to Nadia and is basically snout to her face, snarling.
I know. I know. And I'm very sorry. But I'm doing everything I can to get us all out.
I don't want your sympathy.
It's not pity. It's not anything other than the overwhelming feeling of how unfair it is that we're all here. And I am doing everything I can to get us all out. Everyone.
Let me guess. You were following orders.
I take responsibility for what I've done.
When this is over, don't be near me, Doctor.
That's fair, I suppose.
Dr.
My
Nadia.
brethren is more important for now. And she body checks Nadia and moves away from her.
Oh, and it hurts. Dr. Nadia, she damn near knocked you to the ground, even though you can tell it was the least bit of effort that she had put into the shoulder check. But when she does, it kind of snaps into your head. They keep files. They keep files of these experiments. And you know that they don't ever keep them too far from where they're held. Probably somewhere around these filing cabinets might be a bit more information about what this is and what they're trying to do with it.
If you want to know, they keep records of everything. They should be around here.
Do some good with your evil past.
I intend to. And I'll look for the files or any records that are around.
It takes you a minute as everyone tries to kind of gather themselves at the overwhelming sadness that they're experiencing for their new acquaintance. And you go through some of the filing cabinets, and it takes a moment, but you are able to find something. A file that has some of the NORAD imprints on it, and also that word Pentex that she keeps talking about. When you open the files, you see that this, in fact, is a device for the wolves. They have been trying to extrapolate DNA from them to figure out what makes them them, what makes them tick, how they are created, and essentially how they can create more of them for their own use. You see a few words highlighted towards the end. Some of it seems like it's written in almost a code. But you find the words Black Spiral Dancer written in a few places. And those seem to be the only experiments that seem to work in this tube. The rest of them you find usually don't end up making it.
Well, Diamond, while they've been trying to destroy us, they've been trying to weaponize you and your kind. Here's the dossier on the experiments that they've been doing, and it seems that one in particular has been somewhat successful. And what'd you say the name of it was again? Black Spiral what?
Black Spiral Dancer, which, as she points this out to you, Diamond, you know what the Black Spiral Dancers are. They themselves are the only ones of the werewolves that you and every other tribe considers an abomination as well. They're worse than the leeches that you've joined forces with. They are the wolves that choose to join the worm. And it suddenly all makes sense why they're the only ones that seem to be able to survive this.
Black Spiral Dancers. Traitors. Worse than even you. She glances over at Nadia and then looks away at the other two. Pentax and Black Spiral Dancers. Not good. My vision.
As you thumb through these documents she has handed you, Diamond, you notice you do see a lot of information here that seems to be Pentax related. And as you're thumbing through it, you notice you see a document about a merger between Pentax and NORAD. And you realize the NORAD facility is indeed owned by Pentax.
We shall tear it into the ground, burn NORAD, salt the earth, and kill all their families.
What is Pentax?
The worst of the worst. The worm. The abomination of abominations. True, unnatural evil. Do you not see this room?
No, I do. I guess I like to know what kind of fight I'm going into. I trust you, though. I'm all for destruction, but...
There is no truce. There is no peace with Pentax. There is only what the unnatural things that they want to do to this world. Truly horrifying things against Gaia. I would cuddle up with a leech before I would shake a Pentax hand.
Okay. That sounds like a fight worth taking. Well, I don't see Agnes, but we can fuck up this machine pretty well while we're here, can't we?
We will tear it into the smallest pieces that we can fit into our hands and stomp on those. Nothing shall stand here. This shall not be used again.
I would like to see if there's I think before we do that, we need to maybe turn off the power. Is there like a fuse box or a
on-off switch?
Yeah.
As you all are, and I'm not going to make you roll for it because you all are looking together and working as a team to find this. You do find an office door. It has the threaded glass in it. It seems to be locked, but it doesn't look like it's an outer door of any sort. It looks like it's a little bit weaker than some of the other ones. They didn't really expect anyone to be charging through this particular door. There's probably something power-related in there.
Miss B, if you do not mind.
Not at all. I'll take a running start. On the way, I'm going to go ahead and activate prowess and then just shoulder check my way right through that door.
I'll give you that. And as you make it through that door, you do, in fact, see right on the other side, there is a giant switch, almost like a science fiction movie, to the point where you're like, they're really this cliche. And it is right there on the other side of the door. But as you look up into the room, you see cages, most of which seem empty, except for one, where you do see a passed out cat form Agnes hooked up to a tank of the blue velvet.
Immediately, I'll just Agnes, and I'll propel myself. You said they're above me?
It's cages all around this room. They're very large ones in the back of this office. And they do, as you run up, seem to be like super reinforced steel. You realize these were meant to hold were creatures of any kind, which you can tell by Diamond are much stronger than you are.
That rational thought is not probably going to occur to be right in this moment. So as soon as she charges the cage and gets there, she's going to start like trying to pull the bars apart and then banging on them if there's no obvious way to just open the cage to see if Agnes will wake up.
As you're banging on the cage, you don't even think about, because you're going so full force, that maybe there's keys around here, but you're just kind of going straight for her. And as you start banging on the cage and screaming her name, she does not react.
Jax. Is she okay?
You know what it would take to knock her down.
Diamond, can you help with this? I can't get this cage open. I can't. That's our friend. That's her.
Diamond comes in and immediately is like assailed with all the sense of all her brethren that had been in those cages, and then sees that there is a lone individual that's still like in a cage. And at that moment, it doesn't matter that individual is not one of her kind. She's filled like with this anger and sadness, this loneliness, this despair that like corrupts itself into this overpowering like vengeance, like this vengeful fury. And then she goes to attack the bars.
As you do, you again, Diamond, realize these cages were built to keep your kind in. There's no way you're going to be able to make it through this. You have to find some way to unlock the door to get in.
I'm going to look around for keys. Or any sort of
you notice as you keep looking, you know they should be around here somewhere, Doctor. But it occurs to you they've got to be on someone's person. Why would they leave this in the room where they're keeping them? And you feel a hand on your shoulder, Doctor. And you turn around to see the nun. She smiles at you gently and sighs and goes, I'm glad I could be here to help, but I am just as devastated to experience this with all of you. And she does reach down into her habit, into a pocket that she has. And she pulls out a key ring and hands them to all of you and goes, I'll give you these. They're yours. Use them wisely. Do not let anyone see that you have them. I'll be able to find my way to grabbing another set of them somehow. I have the ability to, not be seen when I don't want to be. And sometimes even when I do want to be seen, it happens on accident. That's not the point, but please get your friend out. And she does kind of drop it to you, holding one key up in particular. That is probably the key to that door.
Who does she hold it up to?
Just anyone who goes to grab it.
I'll go to grab it.
And she just lets you have it. She lets go.
Thank you, sister. As I rush to Agnes and try to see where the locks would be.
It is right on the side. You know that they usually keep a couple of different locks on some of the cases. This in particular has two. You have to unlock both. And you are able to do so now having the key. And a panel kind of comes off, like bars that are on a panel. And you're able to remove it. And you are all able to get to Agnes, but she's not moving at the moment, which again is not unfamiliar to you all when you've seen anyone under the spell of the blue velvet.
Can I make some sort of like medicine check or something to see like what state she's in?
100%.
Would I be doing straight straight medicine, or am I adding?
Intelligence and medicine.
Okay. Four successes.
Her heartbeat is faint. You think that she's going to need a little time to let this stuff kind of clear out of her system once you unhook her from it, as she is kind of intravenously linked up to the fluid that seems to be coursing through her veins. You also know that when Agnes wakes up, she's probably not going to be too happy about this situation, but that the possibility of what actually happened is when she scouted ahead, they must have mistaken her for a were creature, seeing as how she is in cat form.
Could I sort of just, I would not gracefully or carefully, I'd rip out the IV that has the blue velvet flowing through it, and I'd probably shake her just a little bit. Agnes.
Give me a Dex and Athletics roll, B, as you are not very carefully ripping these IVs out that have the blue velvet in it. I'm going to need you to roll to see if any of that lands on you.
Oh God, I forgot that was a thing that can happen. That's 3 successes.
You get a couple of them out very fast, but you do notice that as you go for one of the main larger ones that seems to be going into her chest, you rip that one out and you feel a large spray of this go across your face. And it's just fucking awful. And you do take 1 superficial damage. You're able to stop for a second and push yourself back and kind of wipe it off, but not before you feel that absolute terribleness pierce through your bones.
I would kind of like just wipe at it real quick. And I'd go back to shaking Agnes and give her a quick slap across the face and just see if that did anything.
Doesn't seem to.
She's gonna need some time.
We need her.
Yes, I know, but she's not gonna be able to, she's just barely hanging on. She's not gonna be able to just snap out of it.
We'll take her with us. You can carry her.
You know, I know I'm not the brains of this organization. And I wasn't even the brawn. Agnes was the brawn. I can't do it by myself, and I need Agnes to wake up. So, Doc, make her wake up. You're muted, love.
I don't know if there's anything other than time.
There is something to consider. Someone did this to your friend. That someone has the honor of being the first to pay.
That seems more than fair.
Is the sister still around?
She is. She seems to be standing back, hand up to her mouth, looking almost like she's about to puke. You can tell that she herself is quite mortified by this entire situation, although not as surprised as the rest of you are.
Sister?
Yes.
Why did you have the keys?
I have all the keys. I used to work for them too, much like Dr. Nadia here. I was also turned as in an experiment, and I have a little bit of a better manner of darting away from them than the poor doctor does. I guess it was a grab bag of gifts.
But how did you know that that key would work on that cage?
It's one of the few that do work for the industrial cages. There are some upstairs, as well as apparently down here. I was not aware of this large of a contraption, but I suppose I'm not as brave as the rest of you going to explore down some of these tunnels. I've never the strong kind, just more so one of faith. Although, now being one of you, and she does lift up a very large pallet of what seems to be scrap metal and cinder blocks. She goes, that's the strength that I possess now, thanks to, thanks to the gifts that I have received by becoming one of you. It's just going to take me a while to get used to that. Sometimes I forget, and I still feel very modest and weak, like in my old life.
Okay. Let's shut off the power. Then we can go fuck some shit up.
If there's anything I can do in the meantime, again, please do let me know. If there is one strength I have, it's not being seen.
If you have keys and also have the strength of not being seen, is there some reason you haven't released my kind from their cages? Especially with seeing this.
As I'm sure you have seen by now, Diamond, this facility is rather large. If I trigger one switch in one area, all it would do would be to alert them that I was a traitor. And I would not be able to cycle in between you all to help you. I would blow my cover. We've been trying to gather you all together, to work together, us and, the resistance, some of our kind. And she does kind of raise her lips, and you do see a mouthful of jagged fangs. We have a team of people that have all been trying to conspire together to get out of here. And these wonderful kindred that stand before you now were the ones that came up with the idea to incorporate your help. They know how strong you all are. And I must say, as many times as I have tried before, Diamond, without you and the other wolves, we stand no chance of bringing this thing down. Even when others escape, as they've treated some of us like gerbils. They let us go just to see what we do to bring us back. And until we have the strength to burn every last inch of this place to the ground, there's no point. The trouble isn't getting out. It's staying out.
When I'm done, there won't be a facility to come back to.
Today is that day. Now is that time. We will free them all. And this facility shall not stand.
Then do not destroy this just yet. It will alert them. And I know, Daimon, that it is hard, knowing that others, in the meantime, may suffer because of it. It is the challenge that I live through every day that I am here, and what seems to be my eternal curse. Same with you, Doctor. I know you understand that deep in your heart as much as I do. But Diamond, you must go back to the others. You must tell them what you found and try to organize them. Get your tribes together the best you can.
I shall not be going alone. We will free. We will free the wolves. That is happening. And Diamond leaves the room.
You see the nun looks down at her hands, which seem to be shaking. You can tell that she is very upset by all of this, and probably also slightly nervous having to address Diamond, knowing that at any second she could rip her head off. And she looks up to all of you and says, as terrifying as that was, I believe that that went as well as it possibly could have. Now let's burn this shithole to the ground.
I look at B. B. Do you think you can? And I gesture at Agnes.
B, without making eye contact, still kind of just brooding and staring at her feet, she'll reach down and hoist Agnes up on her shoulder with one arm and follow Diamond.
I follow.
Is it your intention to head back to the tunnels that have led you here?
If we turn off the power first.
There's no power going through here. This switch that, because everything is dark inside here right now and nothing seems to be on. You're under the impression that it's probably not work hours at this point in time as you are inside of this area.
Cool.
So the murder machine thing isn't connected to like an alarm source or something?
If it is, it hasn't alerted just yet, but you haven't really tried to flick any of the switches or try to mess with this giant machine, which honestly, Diamond, when you get closer to it, you kind of feel like that's probably the wise decision to leave it alone, especially considering the information that you've just read in that file. Not a lot of your kind make it after dealing with this werewolf DNA extrapolator.
It might be good to leave your friend with Allie while we release the others, and then dance on the corpse of this place.
Can't leave her.
With Allie? Then carry your friend, but let us go. So I guess prison break time.
As you all silently with your heads held low, but a sense of hope in the kindred knowing that now Diamond is on your side, you walk somberly back towards where the train cavern is, back to the tracks, and try to make your way back to the train. You hear a gunshot ring out that sounds like the sun exploding from behind you. And Dr. Nadia, you turn and look to see what it is. And the last thing you see before the door closes behind you is the sister. She's pushed you through the door just in time before a worker of the facility has shot off a giant flaming bullet that you see engulf her. She saved your life, but it has taken hers. And you are all to safety back in the tunnel. Although you know you have to run fast. And that is a good place for us to end this time. Thank you all for joining us for the season finale of season 2 of Denver by Night. We will go around one last time and introduce ourselves and go ahead and talk about any shows that you guys are on that are coming up that you want to share with everybody. We will go in the opposite order this time. We will start with you, Markia.
Hello, everyone. Oh, thank you for this incredible session. Wow, it's been a lot of great things. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Markia McCarty. That's MarkiaMcCarty. I am a TTRPG player. You might have seen me on a few channels, Geek and Sundries, Saving Throw Show, Hunters Entertainment with May on Tuesdays for doing Outbreak Undead. So I do Hunters Gathering over at Hunters Entertainment. If you look on YouTube or on our VODs, Hunters Gathering is a behind the games look at just everything that goes into games, from art direction, music that's attached to games, things like Alice is Missing and Outbreak Undead, Ragnarok that's coming up with the Kickstarter in January. So have like a season's worth of content, because we are just doing our season finale, which will be this Friday. In fact, for that, if you love horror podcasts, I'm also a narrator and host for Something Scary. It's an animated horror episodes. It's a weekly thing. And if you go to youtube.com/snarled, you'll be able to see animated horror episodes that are fan submitted that we adapt for our channel. And then if you're a podcast listener, then absolutely, Something Scary is on Spotify, iTunes, just everywhere. And I read an additional like 3 to 4 stories for that podcast. I also do Shadow Diaries, which is an audio drama involving pop culture and demons. I'm realizing now that I do a lot of occult-oriented things. So yeah, just hit me up on Twitter and Instagram and let's nerd out about some occult stuff.
Excellent. And Shane, where can everybody find you and what are you up to?
Hello, everybody. I'm Shane Easton. You can find me on Twitter at A Slight Sprite. And I am here on Denver by Night. I'm going to be storytelling for the first time for the next installment of No Kindred Hungry. We play vampire to raise money for hunger charities. We will be announcing the date for that soon. Also, my short film Trouble for Miles is touring festivals, and I regularly direct and showrun some streaming shows as well. So yeah, and just thank you. All of you guys are so talented, and seriously, getting to play this game and meet such cool ladies and have fun with you is the best. So yeah.
I feel the same. I absolutely love all of you as a cast, and thank you, Markia, for joining us. This is. I feel like this has been a great finale. Nora, do tell us where they can find you and what you're up to.
Hi, everyone. I'm Nora Ibrahim. You can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Noralogical, Noura Logical. And I had to write down my things because I knew that the end of this episode would just completely mess with my head and I would forget everything. And I did. So I'm glad I wrote it down. So family knows me also as Eve from LA by Night. But you can catch me regularly on Monday nights on Realmsmith for Into the Mist. We also run Curse of Strahd. Into the Mist is our Curse of Strahd campaign. We interchange that with our Tides of Wildmount campaign, which is currently running Monday nights. You can also catch me as Princess Jasmine on Damsels and Dice, which is now on Pixel Circus. And if you like Call of Cthulhu, I'm on Carnaby Street Case Files, our 1920s Call of Cthulhu horror stream, which is on the initiative order. Let's see, announcements. Tomorrow I'm going to be on guesting with Band of Badgers for their Christmas holiday special. That's going to be on 1 p.m. Pacific. Let me see. Friday is our Wraith finale of our little mini series with myself and with Diana, and you should watch it. And it's on Q Times. You should watch it because we are so horrible to each other, so terribly delightful, and I can't wait to see how that whole mess ends up. I can't. Saturday, myself and Jake will be on Vancouver by Night at 7 p.m. Sunday, I'm going to be guesting for another Vampire the Masquerade show, Stream of Blood. That's going to be on 2 p.m. And the 27th, we're going to have a special. Our cyberpunk team is coming back. The band's getting back together, and we're going to be getting together for Roll20's charity event, Rollvember, to benefit Code 2040. And our cyberpunk game is DM'd by none other than the amazing Mike Pondsmith, who is the creator of Cyberpunk. So you should come watch that. It's going to be on the 27th at 5 p.m. And follow me on things for updates and stuff.
That's amazing. And Diana, where can everybody find you? What are you up to?
Yeah, I'm not a good student like Nora. I don't take notes. So I'm Diana D'Amico. I'm the affiliate and product manager over at Die Hard Dice. So you can routinely check out cool projects over there that I'm usually like working in the background, pulling strings and giggling to myself about. I'm also one half of Barden Barbarian. Tomorrow night we have our Call of Cthulhu game, Iron, Dust, and Blood. It's insane. We're creepy cowboys. It's a good time. Friday, as Nora mentioned, we have our wrap up of our Wraith game, which it's going to be like a sun imploding, guys. Like it's intense shit. Saturday, this Saturday, I have the Georgia Benefit Beholder. It's the Blue Beholder Benefit. We're raising money to keep Georgia blue in the runoff elections. If you haven't already voted and you live in Georgia, go do that. But yeah, I'll be playing with Elisa Teague and Gabe Hicks, and James Introcasto is leading it for us. It's going to be a really good group and a lot of fun. And I think that's it. And thank you so much, May. And thank you, everyone else. This was so much fun.
Yeah, thank you. I am Melee Damage, your storyteller this evening. You can catch me on Tuesdays joining Markia on Hunters Entertainment Twitch. We do Outbreak Undead, Rag and Bone. It is absolutely wonderful. If you had not had the chance to check it out yet, like it's, I like it better than Walking Dead, but that's just me. I just think it's that much greater. This is the season finale here, so we will not be back for a while on your Wednesdays. But on Thursdays, if you miss me, you can catch me playing a crazy, wild, red-haired wizard on B. Dave Walters' A Darkened Wish on D&D. And the 20th, we have coming up a very special episode of Denver by Night, even though we're not coming back on Wednesdays for a little while. We have the Vampire the Masquerade of Family Holiday charity stream, where we are raising money for COVID relief. So do check that out. You will see a lot of the same faces that you see here on that stream. And I would like to give a very wonderful shout out. Thank you to Q Times for doing this for us and always being here. Thank you so much, Jake. We could not do any of this without you. So you are absolutely the best. And a very special thank you to all of these lovely ladies for being here and making this show really what it is and just being some like the friggin' best role players in the entire universe. You all are so amazing. And every time I play with you guys, I feel like the luckiest DM in the world to just be in your company, in your presence. So thank you all for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the 20th.